Here we are at example 4 from our Monday finding the angles around a vertex set of notes. We're asked to find what is P, M, and K. Well, in helping us, we're going to go ahead and start off by finding supplementary angles. Looking at this first guy, notice that that is a straight angle. And straight angles always add up to be 180 degrees, which are supplementary as well. Kind of the same thing. Now, what we're going to do is take those angles involved, combine them together, and set it equal to 180 degrees. So I have 40 degrees plus 60 degrees plus, I don't yet know this guy, this angle P. And so we can go ahead and first find that. But when I combine all three of those, I should get my 180 degrees that I need. Okay. And combining these, we get 100 plus angle P equals 180. Subtracting that over, I see that angle P is 80 degrees. So right away, we just found angle P. Comes out to be just 80 degrees. Now, there's a variety of ways that you can continue on. This is where you can start to use like your properties of vertical angles. So looking at this P1 that we just found, which one would be vertical with angle P? Well, angle K would be. So you can identify, oh, that's also 80 degrees. And then you could kind of continue on and say, well, if I combine these two, that's 100, which is a vertical set of angles from M. So that's 100. So you can kind of use vertical angles to your advantage there. All right. And again, in grand total, all of these will combine to give us 360. Now, let's say you're having a hard time identifying which ones are vertical angles, especially with those blue ones, because you kind of had to combine those, right? Well, you can always I shouldn't say always, but you can resort back to the supplementary angles that we talked about previously, okay? And so, for example, we now currently know angle P, right? But we don't yet know what M is. So we'll just say he's a question mark for right now. But we do know that when we look at this straight angle, I get 180 degrees. And so we can then still kind of solve using that method that we were just doing a moment ago with the 40, the 60, and the P. So then in that case, we just have angle P and angle M involved. So angle P we already know is 80, plus angle M, which we don't yet know. When we combine those together, we should get that 180 degrees, the supplementary. Subtracting, we see that angle M is 100 degrees. So again, this is just more of the algebraic way to prove and justify, okay? And then lastly, you do pretty much the same thing to find out what angle K is. So for angle K, you've got angle M, which you know is 100, plus we don't yet know what angle K is, but it's supplementary and should give us that 180 degrees. Subtracting 100, we see that angle K is 80 degrees. Okay. So you can use a lot of straight angles and supplementary properties to get the same results. I would encourage that you guys use more of the vertical angles. That's kind of the point behind these ones. But you know, if you're really stuck, you can use those properties as well. Now, lastly, I'm going to go ahead and show that these, in fact, do combine to give us 360 degrees, okay? So let's suppose that we're starting off with angle P, and we'll just work kind of clockwise. So angle P is 80 degrees. Angle M is 100 degrees. Angle K is 80 degrees. We already know that that's 40. And continuing on, we have 60. This should, because we've done a full loop, be 360 degrees. So right now, we're just kind of checking and confirming all of our answers are right. Okay? Well, this comes out to be 180 plus 120 plus 60. And that's 300 plus 60 does in fact equal 360. So that's just a fantastic way to kind of check and make sure, hey, did I do everything correct, okay? But again, though, that is example 4 from our Monday Finding the Angles around a Vertex set of notes.